A very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you very much indeed for joining me here live on the stream. You're with Tim's a Pilot, twitch.tv, broadcasting live on the internet from the UK, and of course Jetstream TV UK on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me here on the ground right now at 26 right at Charles de Gaulle, Paris, France. Going to be taking a trip down south today, just to the close to the border of Switzerland, to a place called Megeve. Very picturesque part of the world it is too, around about an hour on the flight time today. So without further ado, we just need to put some stuff into the FMC and get ourselves going. Already programmed everything for our departure. 250 knots in, excuse me, 10,000 feet initial climb out, 2,500 feet per minute on the vertical speed. And then we'll just zoom out on the EFIS slightly. We'll go to 40 miles and then we'll head down to the FMC to get everything programmed in for today's flight. So, RTE, our origin airport today is Paris Charles de Gaulle, Lima Foxtrot Papa Golf, so we'll get that in first. Lima Fox Papa Golf. And our arrival airport is Lima Foxtrot Mike Hotel, is that? Bear with me. Soon find out. There's our route. We're flying over Lake Geneva today. Lima Fox Hotel Mike. Okay, that's fine. Lima Fox Hotel Mike Megeve is the destination, and runway here at Charles de Gaulle 26 Romeo. That's fine, all well and good. Departure and arrival. So there is no specific arrival into Megeve today. It doesn't give you one, it doesn't give you an option. It might do in the FMC, but it certainly didn't on Flight Simulator's planning system. So the departure today is a PO 6 Bravo of 26 right. So we want 26 right selected. Next page. There we go. 26 right, and we want a PO. What did I say? A PO 6 Bravo. Doesn't give us that option, so we'll go with a PO 5 Bravo. And then our arrival into Megeve is onto runway 33, it will be, or will it? No, it'll be 15. Runway 15. Okay, so let's just check our legs. So it's basically straight to runway 15 there. So what we need to do is add a few waypoints in here, because we'll get rid of this vector, we'll add a waypoint in. So we've got a number of waypoints. So first of all, we've got Tango Romeo Alpha, Tango Romeo Oscar, and we'll stick that in there. We'll go with that. 54 nautical miles, that should be about right. Then we've got Bolly, Bravo, Oscar, Lima, Lima Yankee. Bolly, that's fine. Then we've got Casson. Okay. Delta Juliet Lima. Ibaba. India Bravo Alpha Bravo Alpha. And then Lucid Lima Uniform Kilo India Delta. Okay, and then runway 15 there, we'll just overwrite that. That's all well and good. We will hit activate there, and you will see here on the PFD the blue dotted line will fill in with magenta as soon as we hit execute, which it has now done. So there is our flight, guys. Very quick overview here on the map of the route today before we take off. 6 minutes into the stream, a lot faster than usual. So heading out on a westerly trajectory from Charles de Gaulle off 26 right, making a left hand turn at Papa Golf 266, heading southeast. That is our departure all the way down to here, and then we head off to Tro, Bolly, heading southeast to Casson, DJL, Ibaba, Lukid. These are all the waypoints I've just put into the FMC, flying directly over the top of the southern end of Lake Geneva and Geneva Airport, and descending down into Megeve, which is just at the foothills of the Alps, so should make for some beautiful scenery on arrival. Lovely clear day here in France, not a cloud in the sky. And without further ado, guys and girls, buckle up, we're going flying. Thank you so much indeed for your company. 3, 2, 1, bringing the power up now. Engine stable and rolling. Should get some lovely views of Paris on the departure today.
knots.
80 knots jet. V1. Rotate. It's a positive rate. Gears coming up. Autopilot's going in. Autopilot command A selected. LNAV. Speed. Okay, turbulence is set to real world, the weather is real world, and the time is exactly how it is in the real world. Currently 11:46 local time here in France. We didn't do the altitude, did we, guys? Init ref. We'll get them flaps in first of all. There's the flaps up. There is Charles de Gaulle behind us. Cruise altitude, we will go with 330 today. Should have done that before we left, but there you go, can't have it all. There's the River Seine off to our left hand side. Paris Orly Airport there, just off the left hand wing. There's the Parc de France, the Stade de France I think it is. Very clear day today, there's not a cloud in the sky. Wonderful flying conditions. And there we are at 10,000 feet now, I would presume. Yeah, coming up on 10,000. No, ATC have cleared us up to our cruise, so we'll take it up to 33. Bit of the warning light there, we don't need that. We'll just decrease the EFIS range slightly so we can see our waypoints. And we have a left hand turn imminent, which will take us and track us directly over the centre of Paris. .2 nautical miles inbound, Papa Golf 266, there is our left turn. Flying over central Paris right now. Let's see what you can see off the nose. There's the financial district. Champs-Élysées, the Arc de Triomphe. That's not good at all, is it? Look at that, they've done an update again, guys, and the details, terrible. That's not good at all. Look at it. Eiffel Tower should be there, missing. Left hand turn again. That's terrible. That is really, really bad detail. Sorry guys, but that's shocking. I don't know why they have to make changes when they do these updates, I really don't. Make sure we're climbing up to where we need to be. 13,000 feet now. Increase our speed now to 300 knots. As we're above 10,000, landing lights can come off. Let's just double check we've got the Bing map data on and everything else like that. I'm just going to go into the options for 2 minutes, guys, just bear with me. Make sure everything's right with the data. That's all on. Photogrammetry is on. Yeah, no, that should all be working. Terrible. Stepping out the flight deck for a minute, guys. I'll be back in a minute. Apologies guys, bit of a frog in the throat today. Excuse me. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on with the scenery at all here today. I've never seen it that bad, to be honest with you. Very low resolution. All of the 3D models for the Paris area not loading in. Not good. I don't know what they've done. They must have done an update, because obviously when I started the flight today, which you didn't see, it had all of the assistance markers on, you know, where it's got all of the pins that shows you towns, airports, places of interest, all of that stuff reverted back to default. I've had to switch it all off again. After every major update it does the same and reverts back to default settings, factory settings. So I've changed all that, but they've definitely done something, because the scenery, it looks okay at the moment, but when I zoomed in on Paris then, that was terrible. Really not good at all. I may add some weather just to make this a little bit more interesting, because it's just clear blue skies. It's not very interesting aesthetically. There is some cloud off there to the left hand side, which is kind of where we're heading towards, but let's have a play with the weather. Let's make this interesting, shall we? Let's make this a bit more interesting to look at. We'll just do that as we fly. So we won't go with live weather, we'll switch that off. We'll go with a few clouds. Oh, that's nice. We'll take our top layer up. We'll just have a few scattered ones there. There we go. We'll take our second layer up. To 31,000. As we'll be cruising at 33,000, we'll take it up to there. We don't want it overcast, so we'll just change that to that. We want our lower level brought up so there's very little distance between the two. Now let's just have a look at this. That makes it interesting, more interesting already, doesn't it, guys? Let's just see what we've got here. That's a little bit better, wouldn't you say? Maybe just take that cloud amount on the top layer of clouds down a touch. This one here, so we'll reduce that. Okay, that should do us. Makes it a bit more interesting, doesn't it? I'll just change the density on them clouds on the lower level ever so slightly. That should do us. 28,000 feet for 33 now, heading direct TRO at 34 nautical miles inbound, tracking 112. Ground speed 417 miles per hour now. Autopilot set to command. MCP speed, LNAV and at vertical speed, climbing at 2,500 feet per minute. All is good. as we head south to direct Tro. Just got to check our map for distances and the height of Megeve in relation to sea level, so we'll be able to properly calculate our arrival and descent into Megeve. Okay, Megeve is at nearly 5,000 feet elevation, so we're going to need to be around about 7,000 feet for our arrival today, which is interesting. That's probably one of the highest airports I've ever flown into ever. So 7,000 feet on the arrival. Okay, that's fine, that's very good to know. No high ground at all on the arrival today, because that's all further south. There is our cruise altitude of 33,000 feet now. We should just be skimming any weather, which we are. Lovely, very nice. So I'm going to begin the descent on reaching Ibaba, and next to a airport called Tavo. Tavo? Is that how you say it? Tavo? Tavo Dol. And you can see the differences in altitude. So that airport there is only at 642 feet above sea level, and then obviously when we get down to here it's nearly 5,000 feet. Amazing. What's Geneva's? That will be sea level then, surely? No, 1,300. Okay, interesting. Good to know, really is. I'll leave you with the pilot's view just for 5-10 minutes or so while we're in the cruise, just taking the views here and enjoy the visuals. Back on the flight deck now, guys and girls, with a very subtle right hand turn now. Very smooth flight today, we have no turbulence whatsoever at the moment. It may be different as we come down through the cloud layers on arrival into Megeve, but currently very smooth indeed. Let's see if we can increase our speed ever so slightly. Yeah, well, why are we only at 2250 knots? That's changed. Take it up to 290 knots. Should get us down to Megeve a little bit faster. Heading direct Bolly now, 4 nautical miles inbound, tracking 140, ground speed 436 miles per hour. Ibaba currently is around about 90, just shy of 100 nautical miles away, and that is when we will begin our descent down into Megeve. Remembering we can't go any lower than around about 7,000 feet for the arrival, as the airport is just shy of 5,000 feet above sea level. Excuse me, guys. There's our view there as we track away from Paris. Troves, currently heading direct Casson, flying over the city of Dijon. Ibaba, where we will begin our descent very shortly. Lukid, and then down over Geneva and to runway 15 at Megeve. What we'll do, the track's going to bring us in, and it will not give us a direct approach onto the runway. So I think what we'll do, bear with me a minute, guys. Let me just do that view there. That's fine. Let's just see if we need to do any manual flying for the approach today, because there isn't a set approach for Megeve. I just want to see if the track's taking us directly down to the runway. It's not even taking us to the airport, is it? Look. Right, we'll keep our eye on that, because it's looking like we're going to have to veer off track to get down to Megeve properly today. So we'll break off the autopilot around about here near Powys and manually hand fly the aircraft on the approach. Okay, all good. About 200 nautical miles away from the destination right now, as we're heading direct Dijon. That's 31 minutes into the stream, so once again I'd like to thank you all very much indeed for coming along for the flight today here on Jetstream TV UK. You're with Tim Adams. Tim's a pilot here on Twitch.tv, broadcasting live from the UK. Currently flying to an airport called Megeve in the southern part of France, the southeastern part of France, just close to the Swiss border. And currently heading direct Dijon. We departed Charles de Gaulle around about 25 minutes ago, off runway 26 right, and then we're tracking southeast now. As I say, just coming over Dijon. Then we'll be making our descent at what's it called? Ibaba. Wonderful conditions for flying. It isn't real world weather. I've changed it. I've gone in and modified it, added some weather just to make it visually more interesting for the flight today, because there was literally not one cloud in the sky when we set off. So I've done a little bit of tinkering. If you've just joined us, we've got a couple of cloud layers, one coming up to around about 16,000 feet, and then from 17,000 up to around about 32,500 feet. So just below us in the cruise, we're at 330 now, 33,000 feet. And at Ibaba, which isn't too far away, we will start our descent down into Megeve. Okay, heading to direct waypoint Casson now. And then we are tracking for Delta Juliet Lima, 22 nautical miles away. Then on reaching Ibaba, we can begin our descent. Make it a very gradual descent today of around about 1,500 feet to 2,000 feet a minute, down to 7,000, which will have us perfectly in a situation for landing at runway 15 in Megeve. Okay, we are reaching Ibaba in 5 nautical miles, so we will begin our descent now down to 7,000. feet vertical speed. Want to be coming down 2,000 feet per minute. Just reduce our speed to 250 knots now. And you can see clearly we are now descending to 7,000 feet. Magenta, as you can see, there is our bug. Descending around about 1600 feet per minute now. Speed decreasing from 290 to 250 as we now make a subtle turn to the right for Ibaba. 269 miles per hour on the ground speed. Get rid of that master caution, not necessary. Just increase our rate of descent now to 2,500 feet per minute. And it's more or less a direct straight in to Megeve right now, so no further turns, guys and girls. We are just on a direct path straight to the airport, and we'll check the map before we arrive, and then we'll break off the autopilot and we'll do some hand flying for the final approach. Not much in the way of commentary today, guys. I don't want to be repeating myself too much on these flights. Sometimes it's nice to just relax, sit and enjoy the visuals on the flight. Just descending down through this higher cloud layer now. "42 minutes into the stream. Thanks once again for coming along for the ride with us here at Jetstream TV UK. Of course, give us a follow on Twitch as well, please, guys, if you could. It's Pmdg. It's always nice to get a like. Welcome new subscribers to the YouTube channel as well. If you haven't done so already, please could you head over to Jetstream TV UK. That's all you need to put in on the search on YouTube. You'll find us straight away. Give us a subscribe, like some of the videos, and of course it's great to read your comments, and it's just good to know that you are sat behind me here in the cabin enjoying the content. Just breaking through the cloud layers here now. Beautiful scenery down below in southeastern France. We'll be tracking over Lake Geneva very shortly on our final approach into Megeve. Let's just see how far we've got to run. 70 nautical miles away from the runway. So at this point, cabin crew 10 minutes to landing, cabin crew 10 minutes to landing, thank you. There's a subtle left hand turn now after passing Lukid, and we're heading direct for the airport now. So we'll make our rate of descent a little bit more than what it is currently at 20,000 feet. Bring that down 3,500 feet per minute now, guys. In fact, we'll make it 4,000, why not? We'll slow the aircraft even further now to 200 knots. And we'll just increase our EFIS range, so we can track where the runway actually is. Okay, we're just shy of 80 miles away now, so that's okay. Put that into 20 so we can see exactly where the airport's going to be. That's fine. We'll just enjoy the views, guys, on the way down here, descending very shortly over Lake Geneva. We do have some traffic around, so we'll keep our eye out for that. About 50 nautical miles away from Lake Geneva now. So as we're descending over the top of an active airport, we will have to very seriously keep our eye out for traffic. It still amazes me, the attention to detail. Maybe it was just a rendering thing as we left Paris, but the detail looks shocking. But this, on the other hand, looks absolutely incredible. The countryside, all of the different variations of green. You can see where there's forested areas, little villages and towns. Wonderful. What a wonderful, wonderful creation. That's our view off the nose cam. Just dip that ever so slightly, you can see the magnificence of the detail here below us, just off the nose of the aircraft. Well, there is some terrain that we can see just ahead of us there as we're coming up to Lake Geneva. We'll keep an eye on the terrain. 7,000 should be okay, but we'll just keep our eye on that on our way down here. You can just see Lake Geneva off to the top left of the screen now. $13,000 feet. Put it back on vertical speed mode now, sending 2,500 feet per minute. Got a quick screen grab there, that's rather nice for the thumbnail for the YouTube video, for the content going up online later today, guys and girls, as we are looking over the very western, northwestern edge of the Alps now, flying direct over Geneva. There is Lake Geneva coming into view on the right hand side of the screen now. The very southern tip of Lake Geneva now, guys, directly ahead. Geneva Airport is just in front of us. And we have reached 7,000 feet. Geneva Airport below us. .30 nautical miles to run now. And we're just looking at the line to intersect the runway. Let's just increase our EFIS range there. Fuel level, okay, I know it's low, but we are almost there. Right, we're going to have to do things very quickly here now, guys. Just going to get some flaps in initially. Keep our eyes out for the runway now. Okay, about 40 nautical miles away from the runway, so some visual reference here. We need to keep this river off to our left hand side. Looking out for Mont Blanc to our left, and of course the runway, Mont Blanc Airport, more importantly, to our left hand side. And we need to be looking for some visual reference. We've got a very small body of water that should be off to our left hand side there now, and another river to our right, passing some high ground on the way in. Okay. We'll slow the aircraft to 180 knots. There's the airport to the left. We've got some weather here obstructing our views, and there is Mont Blanc off in the distance, guys. That terrain looks quite high there, but we are set to 7,000. We have to manually hand fly this to avoid any high ground. There is the river down off to our left hand side. It's actually quite a very tricky, and we've got weather as well, so we're flying through cloud in mountainous terrain. This could end up being quite a tricky landing, guys. Very stunningly beautiful though, I have to say. Make sure we're at 7,000. Yeah, bang on the money. 180 knots. 21 nautical miles inbound, runway 15 at Megeve. Cabin crew, positions for landing please, positions for landing, thank you. Okay, we got our landing lights on. Wow, isn't this beautiful? Coming up to the hour mark of the stream now, guys. We'll be on the ground within the next 5 to 7 minutes. Currently doing 180 knots now at 7,000 feet. Descending into Megeve, near the Swiss border. Mont Blanc, just off the nose of the aircraft now to our left hand side. There may be an issue with terrain here, guys. I'm just keeping you aware. I might have to hand fly the aircraft down here. Currently okay though. Sitting at 7,000 feet. We may have to climb ever so slightly to avoid this terrain. It's actually rather a tricky approach, and the FMC didn't give us any information. Yeah, I've got it. The FMC didn't give us any information at all on altitudes. Yeah, we may have to go a little bit higher on the way in here, guys. Autopilot's coming out. Okay, we're clear of the terrain now. Can't see this airport anywhere, guys. Autopilot's back in. We can manually change the altitude of the aircraft if need be, just over the top of this ridge, and then we'll be descending down. Wow, look at that, guys. Worthy of a screenshot again, wouldn't you say? I certainly would. Screenshot taken. We'll get a terrain warning now, as we do have high ground ahead. Autopilot will be coming back out, and I'll just navigate us past these peaks, and then yeah, understood. And then we'll be heading down to Megeve. So autopilot's coming out again. Manually hand flying the aircraft. Auto throttle disengaged. Just take it between these two peaks. All good here, we've cleared this high ground now. and our runway should be dead ahead. Got aircraft in the vicinity. Okay, so we need to be making a subtle turn here. Let's just get the autopilot back in. Where is the runway? Where is the runway? Get rid of the master caution. Send the aircraft to 7,000 feet. Right, just increase the EFIS range here on the PFD to be able to see where this airport is. Where's the airport? Right, I can't actually see where the airport is, so we're going to have to rely on the map. Where is that the airport in that valley? It is, guys. Right, autopilot's coming out. Auto throttle off. Gears coming down. Remainder of the flaps coming in. Okay, I'm going to just make a subtle turn now. Just going to bank around this valley and then bring it back in for a landing in Megeve. A very short runway. I'm going to have to do this with precision. Beautiful views. Look at this valley. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Ignore the terrain warnings, guys. It's all in hand.
Bank angle.
2500 checked. Just looking out for the high ground here.
Bank angle. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Bank angle. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Caution, terrain.
There's a runway directly ahead of us, guys.
Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Caution, terrain. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Just gonna put some speed brakes in.
Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain. Pull
Got
up.
some wind here in the valley, guys.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up.
Motor brakes armed.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain,
These
terrain.
trees on the
Pull
approach
up.
don't really help, but there you go.
Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Terrain, terrain. Pull up. Airspeed full. Airspeed full.
Just clip that hill on the way in, but we're down. That was touch and go, guys and girls. Touch and go. On the ground, the brakes. Megeve Airport. Welcome, guys and girls. Well, that was very tricky. And that should do us nicely on the ground at Megeve Airport, guys and girls. A lovely view, isn't it? That makes for a lovely shot. Screenshot that. That's quite nice, isn't it? Screenshot that. Screenshot that. Lovely stuff, guys and girls. Right guys, there it is. It's a flight from Charles de Gaulle Paris down to Megeve, here in the foothills of the Alps, very close to the Swiss border. We made it. We clipped the embankment on the way in to the runway, but we survived. Everybody is safe, the aircraft is intact, and that made for a very interesting flight, guys. Thank you so much indeed for coming along for the ride. We will see you on our next live stream, and please come along to Jetstream TV UK on YouTube, give us a subscribe, like some of the videos, and please leave us a comment. It's always fabulous to read your comments and your feedback. Until the next time, guys, take care, and we'll see you very, very soon here at Jetstream TV.